And so now to stage number 9, Le Grand Bornand to La Plagne, 100 miles or 160 kilometres, 169 riders left from the 189 who started. And this has been a remarkable day's racing in many ways, but the main field has fought to keep together here. Not surprisingly, after a transfer of some 800 kilometres, the riders know they're not in any hurry to face the area of the Alps where indeed the Olympic Games were held in the winter, not far away in nearby Albertville in 1992. The man has been on the attack virtually throughout the day, Alex Zülle of Once, and it goes to show us once again that the Once team are here to take on Miguel Indurain this year. They've already surprised us with the man, Johan Bruneel, winning in Liège, but now Alex Zülle, the hammer will fall down on him. He must show the team he's got the strength. Berzin is in all sorts of trouble here. He's got himself a teammate who's looking after him in the form of Bruno Kengialta, but Berzin is not happy at all. And the rider destroying the field today and taking lunch at the moment is Alex Zülle. Zülle broke clear first of all with a small group. Now he's gone clear on his own as he comes up towards the top of the Cormet de Roseland. This brings him up to 5,413 feet after a climb of 19.7 kilometres, just about 12 miles. And his lead over the field is around about 5 minutes. So Alex Zülle, the star of a couple of years ago, who said he would come back to rendezvous with the Tour de France, is now back now, second in the Tour of Switzerland. This is Bruno Hamburger, the gap 4 minutes 53 seconds to Hamburger. And the chase group behind is about to pick up young Bo, because in fact Hamburger was with Alex Zülle and Federico Munoz. Munoz already back in this group, Hamburger now with them. So Indurain now quite concerned about the attack of Alex Zülle. Here is Bo Hamburger starting his descent now of the Cormet de Roseland, and still the climb of La Plagne ahead of him. La Plagne, 17.4 kilometres of climbing at an average gradient of 1 in 13 or 7.3%. Now back on the Cormet de Roseland, this is Berzin, and Berzin is in all sorts of trouble now. He's losing a lot of ground, 6 minutes 46 seconds. Berzin is not going to feature in this Tour de France. Alex Zülle still has 4 minutes 25 seconds, and Pavel Tonkov, the rider who beat Zülle in the Tour of Switzerland, is now chasing him alone. Well, Tonkov rode so well in the Tour of Switzerland, he chose a mountain stage to take the lead away from Zülle when Zülle seemed set to win his home Tour for the first time. I don't think Zülle will forgive Tonkov for that, but now Tonkov trying to get back on terms, and nobody prepared to help Miguel Indurain. He knows while he wears yellow and such a dominant personality, he's really got to do it all himself, and he's doing it all himself. This is Indurain now coming up to the rear wheel of Pavel Tonkov, and I'm absolutely amazed, but nobody has been able to go with Miguel Indurain, and just like on the road into Liège, Indurain has used his strength to go away from the field. What an unbelievable piece of cycling by this man. Well, all of those people who used to criticise Miguel Indurain for playing in the time trials and watching in the mountains, these past 2 years, you can't say he does that now. Marco Pantani, the first time he showed any form in this year's Tour, remember he missed the Giro d'Italia because of that accident just before the Tour started in Italy. Now he's in the mountains here in France. We remember him so well from last year. Now he's trying to climb back up alongside Miguel Indurain. Indurain has caught Tonkov. These are the lower slopes of La Plagne. Well, Indurain looking for no help as Tonkov now takes his wheel, and you must wonder what he started, because Indurain riding so well, the gap is coming down. 4 minutes and 3 seconds now, Indurain behind Alex Zülle. But again, we're seeing just what a great man Indurain is. When it comes down and the chips are on the floor, he picks them up, and he really can put things to rights himself. And he's got rid of Tonkov. Tonkov on the lower slopes of La Plagne. We go way over the rise to our right there, to the top of this climb. And Indurain knows he must go early, he must keep a fast rhythm, because he's going to have to reduce this advantage of Alex Zülle, which is now quite enormous. So the man in yellow now having to go in search of the leader by himself. And I couldn't quite see what the time gap was on the blackboard, or the green board as it is these days in the Tour de France. But I think it'll be reasonably good news for Indurain. There's no sign of anybody else. Rominger here sitting at the tail of this group. And this isn't the Tony Rominger which scalped everybody in the Tour of Italy. But you have to remember that Miguel Indurain was not in the Tour of Italy, the two-time winner of that race. Just look at the rhythm of this man. His face telling us, though, that he is fully committed here, that he's reaching his limits because he wants the time back. He hurts himself, then what does he do to his rivals? Well, he's now in full flight chasing Zülle. A quick recap of the day on the Col du Marais. It was Virenque who went over the top of that small fourth category climb first. Virenque again on top of the third category climb of the Col de l'Épine. And then the breakaway started to move clear on the Côte d'Erré. And finally on the Col de Saisy, it was Munoz, Zülle and Hamburger chasing them by 7 seconds. This is Paolo Lanfranchi here, who's trying to get in on the picture. He was a rider who rode his first Tour de France last year and abandoned it on stage 12. Well, we haven't quite got to that stage just yet, and he's riding a very steady climb up the mountain indeed. And there's still 5 kilometres or 3 miles to the summit, and this group is round about 6 minutes still behind Alex Zülle. Indurain is some 4 minutes in front of them. This is Ivan Gotti sitting behind Marco Pantani. They're a little bit closer. And now you can see Pantani, he's not quite got the form yet that we saw last year. And all of the cheers now coming from the Once team car here, because they're beginning to upset Miguel Indurain this year. First of all, Brunel stole a march over him in Belgium, and now the Swiss star Alex Zülle is attacking the team here. And you know, that's what this race could come down to be this year, a battle of the Once team against the Banesto team. And is the Banesto team as strong as their leader? Only time will tell. And this is the chase group. Lordolino Cubino on the right there. He won a stage in the Tour of Italy. He's got 2 stages in that great race over the years now. And also riding very solidly here is Claudio Chiappucci at the back and on our left. And number 51 is Richard Virenque, the leader in the King of the Mountains. He's had quite a good day today. He's been scoring very regularly on the big climbs, the first ones of the Tour this year. But now under the 3 kilometre to go banner for Alex Zülle, and he's lost none of his rhythm at all. He's certainly lost a little bit of time though to Indurain. Indurain is pulling this back into a much more realistic time game by Alex Zülle. But what a great escape by this young man. This has been a marvellous stage from today. He went clear on his own after he'd gone over the top of the Col de Saisy. He was over the top of the Cormet de Roseland by himself by almost 5 minutes. With Indurain now trying to save the day and riding so strongly. And here on the front left is Tony Rominger, losing another big bunch of time here to the 2 men he should be really very, very worried about, Zülle and Indurain. Not to mention, of course, Pantani is also up the road. And it's Escartin, his teammate, who's trying to keep the pace up. Virenque looks across at Rominger. They're all looking at each other here now. Virenque thinking of a high finish for the King of the Mountains at the top of La Plagne. And this is La Plagne now. And the arrival of Alex Zülle. The time gap is steadying at 2 minutes 40 seconds as Zülle now tries to put in a nice sprint for the finish here. And here is the chase by Miguel Indurain himself. What a marvellous stylist this man is. He just sits there and concentrates totally. He's pushed himself once again to the limit here in defence of his yellow jersey. There's one way to annoy Miguel Indurain, and that's to attack him. And looking further down the group here, this is Ivan Gotti in second place as Pantani now tries to take on Gotti. Gotti turning out to be something of a revelation of this year's Tour de France in his first race. 3 kilometres to go for Indurain, 2 kilometres to go for Alex Zülle. The difference, well, we don't have to be mathematicians, is just over half a mile now between the two on the road. Well, at least Indurain is not going to be given an easy road to Paris this year. The Once team are anxious to take him on, so too are the Gavis team. Once more, the Once team riding their pink Tour de France jersey. Their normal colours, of course, are yellow. For obvious reasons, as we look at Miguel, that is why they don't ride in yellow jerseys in the Tour. The pink jerseys of Once now, and behind the yellow jersey of Miguel Indurain. This is a great pursuit. He's still gaining time, you know, but he's now knocking off seconds rather than big chunks of time. They've levelled dramatically in this last 2 kilometres. Indurain knows now, though, that he's riding away from the rest of the field. Pavel Tonkov, he's dropped, is now more than 2 minutes behind him. And he's done all that damage in about 6 kilometres of climbing here on La Plagne. Still holding his rhythm. 1 kilometre to go for Alex Zülle. No doubt now that this man is going to take his first ever stage win in a Tour de France. It's been a while in coming, but it's going to be a memorable one because he's taken it so well. He's ridden the last half of the stage on his own. And there's no finer way than to win a stage when you conquer the mountains by yourself. Alex Zülle. Well, he was thinking of big time gains now, but I think right now he's just thinking of finishing first across the line. I don't know how much he knows about the chase of Indurain. He'll certainly know he's coming on his own because Saez will have told him, the team manager. As we see now, Indurain still squeezing out every second time he can claw back from this rider. Zülle, how much is he taking out of himself here now as he gets ready for the finish? Because tomorrow we have that hard day on the road to Alpe d'Huez, and after a tough day today, it will hurt. Alex Zülle then comes up towards the line. He's going to win the stage for Once. Once get another stage win in the bag. What a great race they are having. But this one will give Zülle now at least second place overall in the Tour de France. I think I'm safe in saying he won't get Indurain's jersey now. 4 hours, 41 minutes and counting as he crosses the line. This is now the chase. Alex Zülle, who started the day a fair way behind, but now he's closed the gap dramatically. He was 4 minutes and 29 seconds behind this morning. He's now going to be around about 2.5 minutes behind Indurain at the finish. The man has taken time back on Big Mig, and that surely is going to give him confidence now as this race unfolds, not just here in the Alps, but also in the Pyrenees. Indurain, the clock counting on the left of the screen, is coming up towards the line. He's going to be just on 2 minutes, the time loss, and at one stage, remember, it was nearer 5 minutes. So this has been a superb performance, yet another one by Miguel Indurain. My goodness me, he gets so annoyed when he thinks his yellow jersey is in danger. And it's just going to be slightly over 2 minutes. It's a long way up Plagne towards the finish. These barriers go on for quite a while. And Indurain is now getting the feel of them all. 25 metres to go. He sprinted out just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 seconds. And now Pavel Tonkov is coming up, but he's a lot further back than that, as you can see. His time gap has gone out now to over 4 minutes, but he's going to hang on to his finest finish in a stage of the Tour de France. Last time I saw this man in action, he was winning a stage in the rain in Great Britain in the milk race. That was when he was an amateur rider riding for Russia. And now the balding Marco Pantani, he comes over too, fourth ahead of Ivan Gotti. The sprint now for fifth place. Richard Virenque gets the points for the King of the Mountains, ahead of Tony Rominger, Lanfranchi and Chiappucci in that order. Laurent Jalabert, not too bad a day for him in the mountains because he's not yet made his mind up whether he's going for the yellow or the green. He certainly wants the green jersey. Bjarne Riis crosses the line. But this is the man who has the day taped up. A great win for Alex Zülle. And he wins the stage by 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Overall then, Indurain keeps yellow, 2:27 ahead of Zülle. Bjarne Riis is still there in third place, but now almost 6 minutes back. Rominger continues to lose time.